Hi everybody, welcome back. This week we start a new book, Sefer Vayikra. And the parsha begins, appropriately so, Vayikra el Moshe, and God calls to Moshe, Vayidaber Hashem elav, and then God speaks to him. And Rashi is wondering, you already called him, so we know you're going to speak to him, or if you're speaking to him, what did the Torah have to say? You're calling him. And Rashi tells us that Vayikra, to call, is a lashon, the language of affection, chiba. So it shows that God has this special affectionate relationship with Moshe Rabbeinu. Very beautiful. We also have this idea of korbanot in this week's parsha. The word korban, again, is often translated as an offering or a sacrifice, is when one brings an animal to the temple, to the Beit HaMikdash, to offer, whether it's for a gift or for a sin offering. But the word korban actually means karov, to get close to. And Rav Hirsch says that a korban, true to its name, is to effect a closeness in the relationship between the contributor and the recipient. But Rav Hirsch goes one step further. He said, who really benefits from a korban? It's the contributor, because he wants to evoke and elicit a closer relationship with the divine. So korbanot, offerings, sacrifices, are really for us to feel closer to Hashem. But now I want to share something that I thought was amazing about getting close to Hashem. There's a book, a sefer called the Tanya, written by the first Lubavitcher Rebbe. And at the end of chapter 37, he says something that blew me away. And here it is. He said, the greatest way to bring divine energy into the world, to draw God closer to us in the world, is not through prayer, but through Torah learning. And this act of Torah learning is called Kriya, just like Vayikra. It's a sense of affection. We want to get close to God, and we get close to God through learning His Torah. We say this in Ashrei 3 times a day. Karav Hashem l'chol karav. God is close to all those who call Him. L'chol asher yikru be'emes. Those who call Him with truth. The Gemara in Yerushalmi, the Gemara in Brachas teaches us that what is truth? Torah. The way we get close to God is through learning His Torah. That often reminds me of what we're taught, that God teaches the fetus in the mother's womb all of Torah. So when we're really learning Torah, it brings us back to that intimate relationship that we had with God from our very, very beginning, before we even took our first breath. We are right before Pesach. And there's probably no other book that there's so much commentary like the Haggadah. And the night of Pesach is to remind us of our intimate and personal relationship with God. We get close to God through the Haggadah by learning the words of Torah on the night of Pesach and preparation of Pesach. If you like what you heard, pass it on. Thanks for listening. Have a great Pesach. Shabbat Shalom. I hope to speak to you before Pesach.